right, 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's Monday. I know you don't like to hear that, but it is. It's March 25th, 2019, 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, and you are listening to AM Ocala Live, and we are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall this Monday morning, just outside the WOCA commissary, where you, too, can get a craft beer, Robin.
I know. I think that's amazing.
Or a $10 sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. $10.
Joining us this morning to do the show with us is Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods. Hey, Billy.
Good morning.
Oh, you're so loud. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good this morning.
My camera's not right. My microphone's not right. We're going to talk to you about fun stuff and serious stuff, so we'll kind of run the gamut, okay?
Sounds good to me.
Is this early for you, or are you normally up this time of day?
I am normally up at this time.
I figured
yes,
you would. I figured that would be your way. I got some fun questions for you, too. All right, let me tell you what we're doing today. Sheriff Billy Woods is with us. He'll be with us until 8 o'clock, and we'll just kind of chat with him. And right, as you know, before we get to the 7:30, we kind of do it really silly, I guess, or informal. 8 o'clock, Galen Unold will be on with us from Lifestyle. He has returned, I hope, from his trip to the Caribbean on that big old boat, that big old ship called not the Princess, what was it
Symphony.
called? Symphony of the Seas.
Yes.
Oh.
Are you a cruise goer?
I am.
Yeah?
I don't go as often as I would like.
I've never gone on a cruise.
You've never been on a cruise?
No.
Oh, you have to go.
Yeah?
It's a good experience.
All right. Everybody says that. Nobody has ever said don't ever go. I've never heard that. Everybody always says go. All right. Dale Bellis is coming on at 8:20, so we'll have a very short visit with Galen this morning. Dale comes on to talk to us about Liberty Health Share. It's an alternative to health insurance. 8:35, News Bites. That's when we read the news, keep our opinions out of it, and just tell you what's going on, including a story about you guys getting a hot air balloon from Indiana. Right?
Yeah.
That's a wacky story. I want to know how you chased it down. I mean, did you have another balloon with blue lights on it or something? Pull over. News Bites is 8:35. Ed Fuller, is that right, Robin?
Yes, Ed Fuller.
Is coming out at 9:05. He's got a book called Red Hotel, The Effects of Terrorism. Oh, boy.
He works with the FBI, and he still does, secret squirrel stuff around the world. So we're going to talk about terrorism, too.
Does Robin show her age when she says secret squirrel? Does that...
Well, I would have used it as well, too. So.
Oh, you would have?
Oh, thank you.
You watch the same cartoon? Russell Hayworth is the CEO of Nominet. What is that, Robin? Life inside the perimeter.
They belong. They're chief information security officers, and they've got a lot of stress going on. So they published a new report as to how they're trying to combat that.
Felicia Stoller is on at 9:50 talking about living skinny in fat jeans.
Yeah, GENES.
10 o'clock, Michael Serrazio is the author of the book called The Power of Sports. I think we can figure probably what that's about. Peter Rush at 10:35. He's a University of Florida alumni, and he's got a book called Wild World.
Of sports?
Cat Stevens.
Oh, wrong one.
Yeah. Oh, The Wild World of Sports, yeah. How the turmoil of the past is affecting the present. And then John Goodwin is coming on. John is the publisher of Galaxy Press. He's coming on to talk to us about an upcoming event in Hollywood, California, where all the writers and illustrators get together to see who won the big award this year.
Yeah, April 5th.
We're doing that big award we're judging that thing this weekend, right?
Yes.
The media festival.
Saturday.
Are you doing that?
We'll be judging
No, I am not.
You're doing the presenting, though, right? In about a month?
Yes.
Yeah, you usually do. You're usually there.
I am usually there. No, this weekend's our 175th.
Oh, that's right. And that's what you're here to talk about.
Correct.
Oh, so we'll be judging when it's the 175th.
Yeah.
So then after we're done, we can go play with the sheriff and everybody.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right. Well, we'll find out all the things that are going on, and that's the primary reason we're here today. Talk about the 175th.
Yes.
All right.
That's exactly
What is it?
right.
175 for Marion County
For Marion County, that is correct.
and 150 for Ocala or something?
I think so. Yeah.
I believe you're right. Off the top of my head, I do not know.
Oh, okay. You're the highest elected official in the land.
I am.
It's an honor having you on, sir.
Oh, stop.
Really is.
But thank you.
Oh, stop. I got some bumper music to get us out of this, and then we'll go over to news, and then we'll be right back with Sheriff Billy Woods. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster.
This was an illegal takedown that failed.
President Trump is celebrating the summary of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report that finds neither he nor his campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government to influence the 2016 election. Democrats, like former Maryland Congressman and presidential candidate John Delaney, say the entire report and underlying evidence, not just Attorney General William Barr's summary, should be made public.
We shouldn't have to rely just on what the Attorney General says. We should actually all see it and make our own determination. And here the president goes again, what he's saying he was exonerated. What the Attorney General said was he was specifically not exonerated on the obstruction charge.
He was on Fox News at night. The Attorney General's letter says there is not enough evidence in the Mueller report to find that President Trump obstructed the investigation in a criminal way. This is Fox News.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. President Donald Trump from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, claimed vindication over the weekend after nearly 2 years of unrelenting investigation into claims that he had colluded with Russia. The Marion County Sheriff's Office said it has, for the first time in 175 years, recovered a hot air balloon that was reported stolen from Indiana. Florida Panhandle authorities have charged a man with murder in the stabbing death of his 3-year-old son. 2 young sisters riding a mini motorbike were struck and killed yesterday in unincorporated Bartow in Polk County. The Florida legislature is looking at bills that would place stricter regulations on cosmetic surgeries. 3 13-year-old girls in Lake County have earned top honors at a science fair competition with experiments that might make fertilizers more eco-friendly. And SeaWorld Orlando pass holders were able to preview the park's new Sesame Street-themed land this weekend. Sesame Street will officially open to the public on March 27th. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Nice start to the work week on this Monday with sunshine and some clouds, a warm afternoon high between 80 and 84. Clear much of Monday night, lows ranging from the mid-50s inland to the low 60s along the coast. Tuesday, partly sunny, still pretty warm, high 77 on the coast, 82 inland. For Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sun, breezy and cooler with a shower or two in the area, high only 66 to 70. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Adults $20, children 12 and under just $12. Call 352-266-2859 for any questions. On the first and third Wednesday mornings of each month at 9:05, Robert Colin will be with us from On Top of the World, Ocala's premier active adult community. Be sure to listen and be sure to call in. Speak with Robert to learn about all the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will have guests, and we're sure you will enjoy our little chats. You deserve the world, and we bring it to you. So be sure to tune in on the first and third Wednesdays of each month right here on The Source, WOCA.
All right, 61 degrees out there right now. Looks like we have no mention of rain in today's forecast. Partly cloudy skies. It's just going to be a nice Monday, but it's Monday, so we take it a notch down. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and there's really no mention of rain tomorrow until way late, like 11 o'clock at night. Highs both today and tomorrow around 80, and then some overnight rain Tuesday night, and that'll bring us to Wednesday when highs are only going to be 70. So I guess that rain is ushering in some cold temperatures or cool temperatures anyway. But most of Wednesday is no rain. Most of that rain is happening during the night. And then Thursday and Friday, pretty much the same thing. Partly cloudy, highs are on 75, 79. That's the expand there. And then the weekend looks nice. We've got a big weekend happening in Marion County, the 175th anniversary of the county. And in the studio to talk to us about it is Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods. Hey, Billy.
Good
Sheriff,
morning.
How you doing again?
Doing outstanding.
Good to see you. 175 years. Are you conscientious that you're too loud?
No. You had a frog in my throat.
Oh, did you?
It is 175th anniversary. That is awesome. As longtime residents of my family's been here in Marion County, I'm just overly excited. One of the things a lot of people don't realize is Marion County actually was a county before Florida even became a state.
Is that right?
1 year prior. That's right. State of Florida became a state in 1845, but Marion County was in 1844.
Really?
That is
a
correct.
County in what? The territory of Florida?
The territory of Florida. That is correct. In the territory of Florida.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Tell me about your family. How far back does your family go?
Well, we can get it all the way back to about 1850.
Wow. Living here in this area?
Living here. That is correct. On the Woods side of the family. But we don't have any other records earlier than that of showing exactly where they live. We do know that they came from South Carolina, and ironically, if you look at the history of the state of Florida, of Marion County, most of the residents came from South Carolina, and so they had a strong tie with South Carolina. Marion County did.
The whole county did, yeah.
Yes, the whole county did.
It seems like we have a tie still to the Carolinas. I feel like I meet a lot of people from North or South Carolina around here.
That is correct. If you talk to people, you'll find out there is a lot of Carolinians around here.
So did you have law enforcement relatives in the past?
I did not. We had a postmaster. Now, most everybody knows my dad. He was a fireman, so I went the other direction. But no, we did not.
Yeah. So first responders, so expanded. So the firefighter, any other first responders in your family that you?
Nope, not because my grandfather worked actually for back then it was called the Star. It is now known by everybody by Star Banner. He was in the press and the printing business, him and his brothers for a long time, and that's where we were.
So do you have any direction? Do you have any personal stories of the fire, or is that going back too far? When was that fire? The fire that we were named Brick City
because of Brick City. That was long before both myself and my father. So
I didn't know if stories trickled down from back then.
No stories. The only stories I have about a fire downtown was McCrory's. A lot of people remember McCrory's downtown. It was caught on fire.
Do you remember that, McCrory's?
I do.
Yeah?
I do, yeah.
And where was McCrory's? Yeah. Where was that?
There's a lawyer's office there on the corner right now.
Exactly, right next to Gaza & Sons.
Correct.
Oh, really? And there was a fire there?
On the west
side. Yep. There was a fire in McCrory's. In fact, my parents were on a date in the movie theater at the time, and Dad had to leave the date to go help them fight.
Really? Right across the street?
Wow.
The same movie theater?
Yep.
Oh, that is, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
So where are most of the events happening this weekend?
Well, this weekend it'll be out in McPherson Complex.
Okay.
Be out there all day. Now, prior to that, we are having a reenactment of the very first commission meeting on Thursday night at Fort King, which I'm excited about.
Oh, nice.
Yes, which includes the sheriff, so I will be there. My office on Friday is open to the public. We will be giving tours.
Really?
Giving the little history of the office of the sheriff of Marion County. We also will be dressed in the attire of 1840.
The old uniforms?
That is correct.
Oh, wow. How'd you get them?
Well, a lot of them go online. You find purchasing, and there's a couple of
You found them online?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Our Civic Theater here has been so gracious to have certain outfits that they'll rent out, and a lot of my staff is reaching out to them, or they're going online. Of course, Amazon. Everybody knows you can get pretty much anything from Amazon, but that's what we're doing. And so,
That's exciting.
Do you call your badge a shield or a badge?
It's a badge.
Do you have a number on that is specifically your number?
Well, my badge actually has my name. It says Billy Woods, Sheriff.
Oh, okay. So the deputies have numbers, or
not all badges have their numbers on them. Some agencies put them on there. Most of the time, it just says officer or deputy sheriff. They do sometimes have their ID numbers, but see, using the ID numbers not like it was when I first started, or even prior to that. You held on to your ID number throughout your career. In this day and age, we have so many revolving door of vacancies that the ID numbers change.
Okay. Yeah, my dad was a policeman. I probably shared that with you before.
Yeah.
And his shield, he called his a shield, and his number is his number. There's nobody else ever has his number.
Right.
As far as I know.
Eventually, you're going to run out of numbers. Otherwise, your ID number would be 106,292. You know,
a big old yeah. His got him onto the subway for free. Does your badge get you into anything for free?
No, it does. No, it does not.
No free rides on the Suntran.
No free rides. I give free rides for certain people.
Oh yeah, I bet you do. Do you have any funny stories from arresting somebody? I mean, an arrest is never funny, but there's got to be sometimes where there's somebody in the backseat making you laugh. Does that ever happen?
Well, I wouldn't say they all make me laugh, but I can't think of anything at the moment.
Okay. All right.
No, the deputies are there all over the place. I usually pass them in the morning. I live past on top of the world, and then they're always out there in the back watching traffic and everything. Yeah, you guys always do such a great job.
Well, thank you. We're out there as best as we can and trying to protect the citizens of Marion County. You mentioned the badges. I don't know if you noticed the star, which is on my chest, is actually a new star. We will be wearing these stars as commemorative of the 175th anniversary of Marion County.
I did not realize that was new. That's different than what you would have worn last.
Normally it's just the star. If you look there, you'll see the star in there, but there's the circle around it. It has
I did not notice that.
The state of Florida flag along with the U.S. flag on it.
That is a cool design.
But the deputies will be wearing them for 1 year. This entire year for the 175th anniversary.
Do they get to keep them then at the end of that year?
They will get to keep them at the end of the year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So what happened in the first Marion County Commission meeting? Was it anything
I don't even know.
Noteworthy?
They've got a script for me, and I haven't even seen it yet, so I don't know. It's probably boring.
Who was the first sheriff? What was his name?
The first sheriff was Strifel, was his last name, Strifel. But he did not. He only served out the rest of the remainder of the year of 1844. He was appointed at that time. To protect the citizens of Marion County.
Did it pay? Or was it a volunteer thing? Or?
And the records doesn't show. There's a lot of records that were lost. There's a couple of sheriffs that left office. We don't know why those sheriffs left. There's one that left office and then returned on another term. So obviously records get lost and you lose history.
Why did we become a county? What did that do for the people who lived within its boundaries? Did it change anything? Did it make it more able to create things like sheriff's offices, etc.?
Well, yes and no. The office of the sheriff actually started, from the state itself, because the state made the sheriff the highest constitutional officer is to watch over each of the counties. Mainly is to establish, the infrastructure, roads. If you look at Marion County, they roads back then were just a trail is basically all they were. And building your government and making the county, they could focus and establish and help the roadways, improve those things, establishing your tax collector, your clerk of the court, and then the office of, because you have to have order, having the office of the sheriff.
Where was the headquarters when it first started?
Downtown Ocala. That's where the courthouse and the jail was.
And the county was the same size then as it is now?
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about population. No, wait, nowhere near it.
No, but I mean
geographically, actually, we were larger than what we are right now because the Marion County took in portions of what's now Levy, Alachua, Putnam County, and Orange County. Now, back then, Orange County was known, most people know it as Mosquito County, but it's now Orange County. But we took in those portions, and each of those portions came out like in 1849 is when Putnam County was established, and that took a portion away from Marion County.
So how was it handled? I mean, back then, I mean, what did the deputies use? Horses, or what did they do? I mean,
it was all on horseback back then. Yes.
So if somebody gets arrested in Dunellen, that's a long horse ride.
It sure enough is, and
I mean, how do you put a criminal into the back of a horse? What do you do?
you strap them just like the movie. Strap them to another horse and ride them in.
Is that how they did it?
Oh yes, sir. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
And were there like satellite jails? Like, was there a jail in Dunellen?
There was not a jail in Dunellen. The only jail was in Ocala, and actually it was downtown. And when the new courthouse was built, the citizens were a little upset because the jail didn't make downtown look good, so they wanted the jail moved away from downtown. And but that was the only jail. So yeah,
do you know, I think we saw the jail. Have you ever seen this movie with W.C. Fields in it? Oh my gosh. I'm going to bring it up while we're talking. It is a silent film W.C. Fields made in Ocala. And somebody goes to jail in the movie, right?
Yeah.
And I'll find it. And you can recognize a lot of stuff in Ocala, but there is a jail scene.
The Army Way, I think.
And I think it's over near that, you tell me if I'm right. Oh, gosh. Where the condominiums are, where the Sprint building used to be. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like right behind the parking garage?
Parking garage of where?
Of Ocala?
Oh, the downtown parking garage. I don't know for sure. That one I don't know.
Oh gosh, I'll find it for you.
Okay,
I'll look it up. Something. It's called the way.
The Army Way.
The Army Way or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I may have seen
pretty
that.
amazing.
It's not a great movie, but it's fun to look at if you're from Ocala. You know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
And they say, you know what they say? They say that the firefighters, because there's a scene where there's a fire, the firefighters in the movie are the actual firefighters from Marion County at that time.
Okay, yes. The first jail was built around 1847 on the northwest corner of what is now the downtown square.
Northeast?
Northwest corner.
Northwest.
Oh, okay. So that would be where the hotel's going now, right?
No, that's northeast. Northwest would be on the other side. Opposite.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Oh, well, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I wonder where the jail was in that movie.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll have to.
Who knows?
Now, them streets, between then and now, them streets change.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
I am doing fine, doing real good.
How's everybody in your family?
They're doing just fine.
Yeah, I don't want to get too personal, but did you? So you went on a cruise? We were talking about the cruises, and
well, I went on one earlier last year. We went on the Oasis of the Seas.
Really?
And with the Royal Caribbean.
Did you sing the song Midnight on the Oasis?
No, I did not. I do not sing. But I tell you what, you don't realize how small the world is. You're on a ship like that, because that ship is fairly large, because a couple thousand passengers that are on the ship. And you never know who you're going to come across. And I was down in the lower decks and in the casino itself, and all of a sudden I have a gentleman comes up and asks me, excuse me, are you from Marion County? And I already knew in the back of my head what he was going to say. And I said, yes, sir, I am. And are you Sheriff Woods? And I said, yes, sir, I am. So, no matter where you go, you're going to come across somebody that you do know.
The uniform wasn't on, right?
No, it was not. It was not.
Bermuda shorts? Were you wearing shorts at the time?
Well, I'm not going to get. I'm not going there.
All right, I have some left field questions for you. You want some left field?
Shoot away.
Okay. Do you sing in the car?
Yes.
That's
a good one. Yes, I do. I'll start, if I have the radio on or if I play one of this, I'll start singing. So
really?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. What were you singing today on the way here?
Now, today I did.
No.
This morning I was just trying to think of what.
All right. Do you ever take the scenic route just because?
Oh, absolutely. That's a must.
Yeah.
You can't not do that. Sometimes you just got to take a moment and say, let's take our time and enjoy the day.
Do you go back to Carolina much?
I have not been for probably 15, 20 years.
Oh, my gosh. Isn't that a beautiful place?
Oh, it is. Actually, that's where I attended the majority of my college was in Greenville, South Carolina.
Is that right?
Yes.
I think the whole state is scenic route, except for maybe the interstate, right? In the Carolinas?
True. It's beautiful country.
All right, let's see. When swimming, are you a gradual immerser or a jumper inner?
Oh, I jump right in.
You're a jumper inner?
Absolutely. You can't just walk in.
What's your favorite swimming hole?
Oh, that's a good question. When I was a kid, I enjoyed Juniper Springs.
That is a nice one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think my favorite one is Rainbow Springs.
Mm-hmm. We went there quite a bit.
Yeah. All right. Do you own a turntable?
No.
No.
Do not.
I'm thinking about buying one. That's why I asked. All right. Have you ever swung from a rope into a river?
Oh, yes. What boy hasn't?
Where'd you do that?
Yeah.
The rivers.
Which one? Oh, around here?
The Silver River, Ocala River, Rainbow River. Yeah, somebody's got a rope somewhere.
That's right.
Do you know I used to work for the Juvenile Detention Center a million years ago? And my job was, what was it called again? It was called Community Youth Leader. And it was for the kids who were not being detained in the detention center, but were kind of like on house arrest.
Right.
And so my job was to show up unannounced, because if they weren't there, then they had to go back in. But otherwise, they could spend their time at home waiting for their court date. Anyway, there was one young boy. I was taking him in, and we're passing the boat basin. And he said, hey, can we stop? I want to show you something. So I said, sure. So we stopped at the boat base, and he said, I want to show you the rope I swing on to go. And I'm thinking, oh, boy, I hope I don't get in trouble for this.
Yeah, right.
So we went down to the water, and then we went toward the river instead of toward the highway. And down there, sure enough, there was a rope hanging there. Are you familiar with that rope?
I am. I am familiar. There's quite a few ropes along the river, so sure. Hey, that's cool. Fun.
That is cool. Oh, here's a good one. Do you buy your own toothpaste?
My wife does.
I don't buy my own either. All right, here's a good one. When the taco guy at Taco Bell wishes you to have a taco-tastic day.
Okay.
Do you raise one eyebrow?
Yes.
I love you.
For the listeners, I did it for him.
That's your trademark.
Yeah.
Has anybody even told you that's your trademark?
They have not told me, but I have noticed it when I look at myself watching a video or me talking or something.
We should do impersonations of you in China. You guys have to practice that one eyebrow thing.
Yeah.
All right, here's one more. Who would win an 80s music trivia game between yourself and Dr. Heidi Mayer? Who would win?
Oh, trivia. Oh,
80s music trivia. 80s music.
She would probably win. I'm not up on
really?
80s music.
All right. Let me see how well you would do.
She's really good at that.
Are you ready?
Is she?
Yeah, she loves the 80s.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see how well you would do. Ready? See if you know this one.
Nope.
No, you don't know it?
I mean, I heard the song, but I don't know.
Betty Davis Eyes. Betty Davis Eyes. All right, hear about this one.
I know the song, but I don't know the name. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'd fail.
Oh, yeah, you would. Yeah, she would win, definitely.
Yeah, I get a 0.
She would win. All right.
I'd say, yeah, I love the song. It's good.
All right, one more.
I can say I've probably never heard that.
Here we go.
Oh, my goodness. That's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it.
That one has struck a chord with you, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
It takes you back to something. Getting me to sing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Keep it going. We'll get singing.
I should have Midnight at the Oasis on this. So
prom season's coming up, and you always do such a great job to tell the people that are going to prom and the drivers to stay safe?
Absolutely. Think before you do it. Ask, we're not stupid, okay? And we know people are going to do stupid things. But here's the thing. If you're going to drink, don't get behind the wheel. Don't drive. Ask for a ride. Don't feel like embarrassed. Don't feel that, you feel bad in any shape, way, or form. Don't. I'd rather, as a father, okay, I'd rather come and get you and take care of you and get you home safe rather than attending a funeral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The work you have to do, your job, requires you to be in the presence of some horrible, horrible things. The fact that you still have this happy, positive attitude is really amazing to me.
Well, thanks. To me, it's a must. Because if you stay in the dark place, that only brings you down further. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's the good Lord. You stay focused on Him, and your spirits will always be up.
Yeah, sure.
Because you're absolutely right. We in law enforcement, we see the true evil nature of the human being. We see it every single day. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'm no longer surprised at what people are capable of doing in the evil. Sometimes I get set back, and I think that's more of feeling sad of knowing what they've done. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But it's you can't stay there.
So on the lighter side of the news, which is what I like, because I only deliver the news. You actually create it or work to create it.
Respond to it.
Respond to it, yeah. But the lighter side, you guys got a hot air balloon.
Absolutely. You should have seen the pursuit.
Big balloon with blue light on it?
Yes. Yeah, running around.
So what was the story there? It was somebody in Indiana reported it stolen?
Bloomington.
Something like that.
Indiana. Yeah. We've got a tip from an old man and a young kid, Russell and Carl, who were in a house themselves that was floating in the air.
What?
Oh, absolutely. But he was a good Boy Scout.
Yeah.
For the listeners out there, have no clue who I'm talking about. It's from the movie Up.
Movie.
Oh, okay. Robin knew. I had no clue what you were talking about.
No, but we did receive a tip that the hot air balloon was out at an event out of the Florida Horse Park. Uh-huh. Sergeants and deputies went out there. They located it. We recovered it and got it back to its owner.
So what did you look for to make sure it was the right one? Is there a VIN number on a balloon?
Most of those big items like that, they have certain descriptors. They may have a serial number, because it's manufactured parts, especially the motors, the blowers that are on there. And most of the time, each hot air balloon is unique in and of itself. The design, whatever's on it, the colors, the baskets themselves. So, yeah, there's identifiers that help us take care of that.
Does your jurisdiction include Ocala, or does the sheriff's office stop at the city line?
No, my jurisdiction is the entire Marion County.
Okay, everything. Okay.
Yes.
So in the city, there are two law enforcement agencies that serve us: the police and the sheriff.
That is correct.
Well, and the highway patrol, I guess, right?
That Highway Patrol, really all of them, FWC, the Florida Wildlife Command. Here's what a lot of people don't realize. See, the sheriff of every county is responsible for the safety of every citizen in its county, statutorily. But however, when a city becomes chartered and then they establish and get their identifier as having a law enforcement agency, they relieve them of the statutory requirement, but it does not relieve me of my responsibilities to all citizens within Marion County. Mm-hmm. It just means I don't have to go in there and service the calls, and the cities cover that, and that's what they take care of.
And that really helps out a lot because the county itself is very, very vast.
It does. It's especially like Ocala. Ocala's a very large city for us. But it does help the manpower, the calls for service that are occurring in the city. And, Marion County being the fifth largest geographically county in the entire state of Florida, I mean, we're over 1,600 square miles. It takes a long time. I cannot visit all 12 of my districts in one day. Probably the best I can do is 4 in one day.
And how do you and your deputies go home at night to enjoy your families? Because, like you mentioned earlier, there are some horrendous things that you have to take care of during your day.
When you go home, you don't want to talk about the details of a bad event, but sometimes you talk to your spouse, you talk to your girlfriend, boyfriend, and just to get it off of the chest. Mm-hmm. And then you focus on them, because family is what brings you back, keeps you grounded. And I think the life of a family member of a law enforcement officer is different. That's something that they have to be accepting, willing, because they are the foundation. They are the pillar that helps them get through work. Mm-hmm. And coming home, emotions change, because in a day, law enforcement's emotions can go from, like you and I right now, to the most horrific possible thing. I know. And it's up and down.
We're proud of you, just so you know. When we go to the movie theater, we see you and the other two sheriffs up on the screen. Yes. You're talking to us. And they say, hey, we know that guy. We know him.
That's Sheriff Farmer and Sheriff Grinnell from Lake County and Sumter County.
We don't know them two, but we know you. We know you. So that is cool to see. Thank you for what you do. We're so proud of you. We love you. We always hope and pray that everybody in your department is safe. And when you've had hard times hit you and the department, you have the most heartfelt messages. And we love the fact that you got that cat.
Oh, thank you, Olaf.
That was
the heartwarming story of the year. What's his name? What's the cat's name?
Olaf.
Oh, and you're a movie fan.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so if I ever put you and Heidi Mayer up against each other, let's see, I'll give movies.
I could probably do movies real well.
And 80s trivia music. Yeah. Okay, that way it even levels the playing field a little bit. Yeah. Sheriff Billy Woods, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
That was fun. Hope it was fun for you.
It was.
We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. President Donald Trump from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, claimed vindication over the weekend after nearly 2 years of unrelenting investigation into claims that he had colluded with Russia. The Marion County Sheriff's Office said it has, for the first time in 175 years, recovered a hot air balloon that was reported stolen from Indiana. Florida Panhandle authorities have charged a man with murder in the stabbing death of his 3-year-old son.